This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Buzz. Very excited to be speaking with Adam DiMarco about overcompensating. How are you, Adam?
I'm good. How are you doing, Abe?
Good. Peter is a tricky character for me because I was like, we don't like him. And I was like, oh, we're starting to like him. And then it's like, no, I'm not so sure we do because of things that happen. What's your read on this guy?
He's a complicated character for me too. Even with the release of the show, getting kind of a fan response of some people, like you said, liking him and some people really not. I'm more surprised by the people that like him, but I guess he's a complex kind of guy. When did you start? You said you started to like him and then
I feel like there's a point where we feel a little bit bad for him, and then things
yeah.
go a little bit too much his way when they really shouldn't go his way. So, we want people to get what they deserve a little bit. And even if he doesn't deserve unhappiness, he doesn't deserve the happiness he's getting. Is that a good way of putting it?
Yes, it's true. There must be balance in the universe, you know. Sometimes good things happen to bad people, and that feels bad.
Well, I know that the sort of, idea of the show is that everybody's overcompensating in some way. So how do
Right.
you, what's your sort of your defense of Peter? What do you think that he's trying to do that's difficult for him?
I think deep down he's a good guy. He's at this college where a lot of people, have a past that he wishes he had, maybe he wishes he grew up with more wealth or, didn't go to an all boys school. And then now at college, he, like most people, feel like they can try on a new persona. And he's just kind of fully committed to his over the course of 4 years, almost like a method actor or something. But yeah, you see little slips in the mask that he puts up. I think those are the moments where you kind of see that into his soul that he might not just be a truly bad person. I mean, no one's just one thing. Everyone contains layers and multitudes, and I don't know. What's good about good writing is every character is gray. They have shades of black and white.
What do you like about what elements of his relationships with Grace and Carmen do you think are good?
Oh boy. I
Is that, is
mean,
that is that a fair way of we're giving him the opportunity for some wins
yeah,
here? What are the good parts of some problematic relationships?
I think him and Grace, it seems like the relationship has reached a point of toxicity, maybe, but there is probably some good in there too. I mean, they clearly have chemistry and um, I don't know what's super good. She helps him with his homework. That's pretty good, I guess, for him. Um, with Carmen, that one feels a bit more pure, their dynamic. They play video games and they open up. I think you kind of see him able to let his guard down and fully be himself around Carmen. With Grace, it seems like both of them are trying to be something they're not, and that probably what makes things toxic.
I also admit one of the funniest parts of the show for me is just whenever he puts on that mask and tries to talk and nobody can hear, anything that
Oh
he says.
yeah,
And it's
the
nice to
keeper
have these
bird.
laugh out loud moments, among a show that it does have a lot of humor, but it's not always so like, in your face like that.
Yeah, character driven. Yeah.
The end of the season features this really, great moment of just, startling reveals, but you're not part of that. So I'm curious if you have
Right.
a sense of, what's next for Peter. Is Peter important to this story? I know we don't know there's a second season yet, but what do you think about Peter and what would you like to see for Peter for season two?
I would like, I mean, yeah, it's interesting you said that in the finale, there are all these big reveal moments that he's long gone for. So, I mean, that's kind of fun. I mean, if there is a season two to kind of experience learning these new details through this character is a bit removed, I would like to see somewhat of maybe a redemption arc for him, but maybe a complicated one. Again, like you were saying, that goes back and forth on the pendulum of likability. I do know a little bit about what Benito Skinner, our writer, creator, lead actor, has in store, but I can't say any of that stuff. But it is wild and crazy, and yeah, it just turns everything up to 11.
I feel like it's possible he wouldn't be overcompensating anymore. He would more just be overconfident because he feels like he's in a good place where he doesn't need to do that.
That's good.
And at some
That's really
point, the
good.
rug, you
I'm
know,
gonna steal that. I might use that in future future
and
interviews when I'm asked that question.
if he's not part of season two, you can just spin off a new show called Overconfident, and then there you go.
Overconfident, yes, and hopefully it's not overcomplicated. Yeah.
That's the prequel, yeah, absolutely. Well, this show has, achieved a lot of popularity in its short life, which is great. But I know that the show that you were previously on, The White Lotus, there's like no real limit to the popularity of that show. That's just so sky high that I feel like Albie is such a remarkably different character who does get caught up in certain things, but also like it's probably I used the word pure before. I think he's a lot purer than Peter. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, definitely more pure of heart. Definitely less. I mean, both of these characters aren't really aware, I guess, of their kind of deep-seated issues. And they both are in these like, yeah, I guess weird love triangles. But yeah, Albie, yeah, seems on the surface to be kind of a polar opposite character to Peter. I don't think they would get along. But yeah, the popularity of yeah, that show is it just continues to grow. I mean, and the response to Overcompensating has been insanely good. We're all blown away, and it's reaching just like it's a, the whole it's a worldwide phenomenon. People all over are reaching out to the cast, Benny, myself, just about how relatable the show is, and yeah, how they feel seen by it, and those are really nice messages to have when you're making just like a comedy, when you want to make people laugh. It's nice that it has a heart there. Both shows, I think, toe the line between comedy and drama. I would say I think Overcompensating is more of a straight up comedy though, but they both have a lot of parallels, I'd say. Characters morally gray that are in a different place at the end of the season is when they start. Um, but yeah, regardless of the genre, good writing is just good writing is good writing. Yeah.
This show might skew a little younger, but do you feel like there's an overlap between the two fan bases?
Um, Potentially, yeah. Yeah, I thought Overcompensating would skew a bit younger, but I'm finding like a lot of people in of all ages are watching it, which is exciting. My parents are quite a bit older. I think maybe they're, slightly not the demographic. They don't, there are a lot of millennial like references in the show, which I appreciate. But I do think anyone could watch it and enjoy it. I think the story is still um, ultimately a fun, relatable one.
I think you probably don't want to relate too much to the White Lotus. You don't want to be like, "Oh yeah, that's me." That's not the look anyone is going for.
The character, or
Yeah, like you're like you want to relate to the overcompensating people, but White Lotus, you want to like be like, "Oh, I'm not like that." That's not the kind of character, person I am in real life.
it's weird. I mean, I don't. Every character I play obviously has some of my DNA in there from the very fact that I'm playing them, and I don't really have like a quote unquote process that I copy and paste and repeat and stamp on every character I play. So yeah, something like the White Lotus, I did just try to just tried to be, and then, be there in those scenes and listen these amazing actors and not do too much. And when you're not doing too much, you're like, oh, am I just being myself? And then overcompensating, I felt like the character was more foreign from me, so I had to put some more things on there. Um, yeah, but neither character is me. But yeah, they both have my fingerprints on them in some capacity, maybe alternate universe versions or something.
While we wait for hopefully news of season 2 of Overcompensating, can you share anything you have coming up?
Yeah, fingers crossed, knock on wood about that. We have Cole here from Amazon. Maybe they can say something, chime into the Zoom. Uh, I just finished a show in Toronto. It's a Netflix horror series, written and created by Haley Z. Boston and produced by the Duffer Brothers of Stranger Things renown. So that'll be coming out next year, and yeah, just waiting to hear about potential season two.
And what are you watching? What have you seen recently on TV that's sticking with you?
I am so Nirvana, the band, the show, pilled right now. I can't stop talking about this show to everyone. I'm like a broken record. I'm obsessed with it's like, have you heard of this show?
I hadn't, but I've seen the movie.
Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie?
Yes. Have you
The
seen it?
recent one at no, didn't it just premiere at like South by Southwest or
It
something? It won
was
the
pretty
audience award or
incredible.
something.
I
Okay,
was told to see it. It is incredible. So I don't
go
know
back
anything
and watch
else.
the show. Yeah, I'm sure it was
Okay.
incredible. Yeah, I'm obsessed with the show. I can't wait for the movie. And so that's good to hear that I mean, of course it's gonna
Well,
deliver.
especially with no
So
reference points. Like I really enjoyed it. I can only imagine how much
yes,
more you'll yeah.
yes. Oh God, I can't wait. So yeah, I'd say I'm watching that, and I just finished the rehearsal season two. Both of these fellow Canadian creators, actually, without even realizing. So, but yeah,
Awesome. Well, I am
and
excited about the
overcompensating.
of
Also
course, and
watching
overcompensating.
this
I'm excited
on
about
Amazon
the
Prime.
prospect of season 2, and
Yeah.
I look forward to your reaction when you finally get to see Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Oh, I can't wait.
So thanks,
It
Adam.
was
Such a
nice
pleasure.
chatting. Bye, Abe. Thanks.
Yeah.